Yesterday, I turned 60. Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? Let's talk. Well, thanks for coming and helping me celebrate my 60th birthday. I know there's a lot of you that are heading this way, and I know there's a lot of you that have already crossed over. So I just want to take a minute and kind of talk about why it is something to celebrate. So the other day, a friend of mine who just very recently turned 60 told me that her daughter had just turned 30. And she said to her daughter, the best years are ahead of you. And it kind of made her wonder if her best years were behind her. And when she told me that, it really made me pause. And I was wondering, are my best years behind me? Is everything going forward just going to be downhill? So I gave it some good thought and I came up with the answer of no. My best years are most definitely not behind me, and my best years are most definitely ahead of me. So all of us have different pasts. We all have different regrets. We all have different successes. We all have different disappointments and different things we're proud about. But I think that the one thing that we all have in common is that through all of those successes and disappointments, we learned something. We became more knowledgeable, and all of that is put together into giving us the wisdom we have today and that we can take forward into the next season of our lives. Turning 60 has made me very reflective. It has really taken me to a place where I'm reassessing my entire life. And you guys, I have so many regrets. So many times I wish I could get a do-over, but I can't. So what do I have to do with that? I have to learn from that and let it go. And it's interesting how the brain really remembers all the bad stuff, and you gotta really program your brain to remember the good stuff. So I need to look over my life and remember the good things, no matter how minute they may be. Pat myself on the back and say, good job, Carolyn. You did that and that was good. And let's bring all the knowledge we have now from the disappointments, from the regrets, and from the good times, and bring it into this next season of my life with all the wisdom that life has now given me, that moving forward, it's gonna be good. And I've actually been extremely reflective over the last decade of my life, my 50s. That was a really trying decade for me. It started off with menopause, and menopause hit me hard. I did not take any sort of hormone replacement. I'm that kind of person that doesn't want to take any sort of medication. I have nothing bad to say about it. That's just me. That's just who I am. So I learned how to eliminate sugar out of my diet. I have a video on that, and I'm telling you, ladies, it changed my life. So that, taking the menopause and how that was such a negative thing, I have to remember that learning how to eliminate sugar from my diet and how life-changing that has been for me, like, that is really the positive out of the menopause, to be honest with you. That is turning lemons into lemonade, because going forward without sugar in my life is keeping me healthy and is making me stronger. So that is one thing. Then bang, 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 in my 50s, one thing after the other. My husband had his first heart attack. My fur baby of 15 years died. And then right after that, my dad died. So that was a lot. Then the pandemic hit, and that messed with me big time. Like, I struggled a lot with that, just the world coming to an end. It felt that way in my head. And then during all of that, my mom died, and I wasn't able to go. None of her kids could. Only my brother was allowed in because of the pandemic. So she was robbed of having her 5 children around her deathbed. And then we weren't allowed to have a funeral, another horrible thing that we took as lemons and turned into lemonade. That ended up being the best funeral, the best celebration of life. Somehow, all us kids and all the grandkids, we were like, I think 6 different time zones, from California to Italy to Canada. We were all over. We all came together. It was the most wonderful time. We did not let the pandemic beat us down. We still were able to celebrate my mother in such a wonderful way. But there was a lot of good things that happened in my 50s too. And I'm gonna share with you one of the great things that happened. I started a YouTube channel. Never, ever, ever did I ever think I would start a YouTube channel. It just did not interest me. My life's career was being a mother. That was what I put my heart and soul and everything into. I wanted to be the best mother I could possibly be. I wanted to do everything good for my son to make his life the best life that he could ever have. And I was passionate about that. And then that career ended and I was happy doing my own thing, enjoying the life of leisure. And then my husband says to me, why don't you start a YouTube channel? I wasn't bored. I wasn't looking for something to do. And I'm like, I don't think so. And he's like, no, I think you would really love it. And that's so not like him because he's very private. So why would he suggest I start a YouTube channel? And for me, a YouTube channel, just in my brain, just seemed to be like putting myself out there for anyone to just criticize me or ridicule me. And why would I need that in my life? But my husband was oddly persistent about it. So I'm like, okay. So I started a YouTube channel. But I'm telling you, it's the best thing ever. I have learned so much. I wouldn't even know where to start. I mean, a year ago at this time, I barely knew how to comment on somebody's YouTube channel. To find that more button to see all the links, like, no, I'm never figuring that out. But now I'm editing videos, I'm publishing videos, I'm linking things. I mean, the things that I've learned, and every day there's something else that I've got to learn. It's so fabulous. And that's not even to say how amazing it is that I now have all of you. I mean, the best friends that I have made. So all that to say, I believe this next season of our lives is to reinvent ourselves. Whatever we were in our past lives, we can do anything now, ladies. It's like when we were kids and our parents would say, you can be anything you want. It's the same thing. Whatever we were before, we can do whatever we want now. Whatever our regrets were, why didn't we do that? Let's do it now. I have a friend who got certified to be a dance teacher, a completely different career than what she was doing before. Another one who became a yoga instructor. One of my very, very dear friends, she was like me. Her whole career was being a mom and putting her whole life into that. And then when they were gone, she had to reinvent herself. She became a death doula. I had never even heard of that, but she helps people at the end of their lives, and she helps them to pass over into the next life. And that takes an incredible, beautiful human being, and that's what she is. So this is our opportunity to do whatever we want, reinvent ourselves, become someone we've maybe always wanted to become someone we never even imagined we would become. We can do anything, ladies. So I just think it's really exciting. It's an exciting time in our life when we can just reinvent ourselves. What about you guys? Have you reinvented yourselves? Have you given it any thought? Are you sort of contemplating, maybe I'll dip my toes in this or that? Leave it in the comments because first of all, it would be really interesting just to read. And then secondly, I think it might be really motivating. Maybe something that you put in there, someone would never have thought of, and then they'll see it and be like, yeah, that might be pretty cool. So let's talk about what we're gonna reinvent ourselves to become in this amazing new season that we are now approaching. And I would say that the best thing about this season of life is that we no longer need to worry about what people think of us. We have nothing to prove, ladies. And I hope you really believe that. I hope you really, really know how fabulous you are. And I think I'm gonna end on that note. You know what we should do? I think we should walk away from here, go find a full-length mirror. Okay, let's all do this. Go find a full-length mirror, stand in front of it, make eye contact with yourself. And then let's look at our bat wings. Let's look at our cellulite. Let's grab our junk around our middle and give it a little tug. And then let's go back up to our eyes, stare at ourselves right in the eyes and say, I love you. You're fabulous. And you got this next season. And it's true, you are fabulous. And you know what else? I love you. So I am so glad that you came and hung out with me today. I am excited about turning 60, and I'm excited about spending this new season with you. So thanks again for coming and hanging out with me. I really do love you guys. I'll see you in a couple of days. Bye.